what I'll tell you. Stop touching them buttons. No. You get out. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Shoot! Vamos! We've got things. We've got a show that we're going to be doing. Yeah. Fuck off. Oh! Hello. Hello, friends. How is everyone doing this evening? Welcome to Voyage of the Siren Song. I kept you all waiting, didn't I? It's alright. You know, a pirate arrives whenever he wants to. He's not like a wizard or nothing. You guys hear me alright? I hope so. Because if you can't, oh well, you're going to have to deal with it. There's somebody... Yeah, you, messing things. Yeah, Adam, stop it. Leave it alone. Go away. Hello, friends, and welcome. Why don't we go ahead and jump into this with the rest of the crew as well, too. Probably tired of seeing my hot mug for a minute. Here's everybody else. Woo! We made it, ladies and gentlemen. I've kept everybody on their toes this evening, but we are officially and finally here. Hello, friends. Welcome, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Everybody's here.
Mateys.
Good. Everybody's here. Everybody's gearing to go, especially Wendy Lee Zaney dropping 100 bits for us as well, too. Thank you, Wendy Lee Zaney. You know that lady.
Who's that?
Excellent. Getting the stream going. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Voyage of the Siren Song. I am Adam Conn, your one true captain. I'm going to toss it over to our other captain. Oh, wrong way. That direction. Yeah. So, Philip Rossi, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and give me, yeah, you know what, go ahead and explain all that stuff first, and then I'll think of something that I want you to tell him.
Okay. Hey everybody, my name's Philip Rossi, and I am playing Captain Scheiss Heisenberg.
You can just describe yourself a little. Yeah, describe yourself a little bit too. I need a second. I need a second to contemplate and think.
Captain Scheiss Heisenberg is an elderly man at a spry 73 years old. He wears a red wizard's cloak with a sort of weatherproof tarpaulin jacket over the top that's black, and he has a big old red wizard's hat on, carries a staff, and has a long white beard, and he has a familiar, which is a small Jaraboa, which is a kangaroo mouse from the desert.
Cute and adorable, yes. And actually, Captain, go ahead and tell me what is the captain's thought right now, especially what happened last week, which we'll get into, which was a giant battle last week over at Tidewater Rock and on the Siren Song as well. What is in the captain's brain right now, where we left off? What is he thinking?
Well, he's very confused about all the things that he expected to happen but didn't happen. He is very frustrated at one Mr. Royster McClay for being incredibly ungrateful for Eek and himself saving his life and trying to get into a penis measuring contest, if you will. He's also thinking that this is the best opportunity they have for pursuing these pirates who attempted to raid the tower. Their captain is laying dead. A lot of their crew is either stuck on land or in the water, so this would be a perfect time to take over that ship. They are pirates, after all. So,
excellent. Captain, go ahead and toss it to somebody else of your crew, please.
Sure. I'm going to toss it all the way down to Mr. Bennett Ishmael.
Bennett Ishmael. He's all the way down there. Hi, Bennett Ishmael.
Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Brent Horst. I'm playing Bennett Ishmael. He is a fairly tall, scruffy-looking gentleman, kind of, yeah, just your regular rough-looking person, but he's on this ship. He's been on the ship for a while, and he's got many knives. I just made a chart to figure out like how to use all of them because they all have different stats. So just make it easier for myself. Made myself a cheat sheet.
And same thing to you too, Brent. What is like this just happened with everybody? What is Bennett thinking after this battle just took place?
Bennett is thinking that him and his crew are lucky to be alive right now. That fight was kind of rough in many different ways. I feel like we got a little lucky, just a little bit. Bennett does definitely feel similar to the captain as far as their crew is probably a little worse for wear at the moment, but there's a little bit of trepidation in, the next step. So he's a little nervous, but he's gonna do what the captain tells him to right now. So yes, and take it away, James Chu.
We can't hear you. Can't take it away. Guess
You're
we'll go on to
muted.
someone else.
Oh my goodness! I already dealt with enough tech, James Chu.
Okay. Hello, I am James Chu. I play Lockhart the Redskin Raven. I forgot the question that Adam asked, even though he said it twice. What was that question, Adam?
What is going through Lockhart's?
Like?
Yeah, you can describe Lockhart a little bit, and then what is Lockhart thinking too? What just happened after this battle of Tidewater Rock, and on the Siren song as well too?
Lockhart is a tiefling, very tall red man, pirate. I don't know. He was having fun, and then a group of men kept calling him a demon, and he's a devil, and it just really hurts his feelings after a while. So I think he's more on the inside hurt right now, kind of thinking about that. So that's where he's at right now.
Lockhart, who do you want to hear from?
I will call on Lockhart's girlfriend.
Aradia?
It's not official.
You did it. You said something. I didn't say anything. It could have been.
It's not official.
Lockhart's girlfriend.
No, we've never really discussed if you are or not my girlfriend.
Take it away, Diana.
Bring her
All
on
right.
a date first.
Right? You gotta take a girl on a date. Yeah, gosh. Anyway, hi, I'm Diana Restrepo. I am playing Azara, the first mate. She wears a deep blue jacket, also a white top like I'm wearing now with the black vest, brown boots. I have a cutlass sword that has a giant skull on it, thanks to my artwork from Lucas Martinez in chat, which I absolutely love. And sandy, brownish, blondish hair. She's an elf. She's a skald. And yeah. Anyway, and then the question was, what am I feeling right now?
Yeah, well, what is Azara thinking after everything that just happened? You guys are Captain is saying we got to go pursue these guys.
Lucas, there's no wedding date yet. I need a date first. You must draw sorry, what am I thinking right now?
Yes, what is Azara thinking after everything that just happened? Like, Captain is wanting to go pursue this ship of people. You got people hurt. A lot of your ship has been blown up outside of the wheel because you fixed that last week.
Yes. Azara does not want to keep fighting, but she has to listen to her captain's orders. She wants to help the people who are hurt. And she wants to make sure all of her crew is safe before anything else happens. So she might have some words with the captain before going anywhere. And she also realizes nowhere is safe. We don't have a safe place except for that one island that most people don't know about in chat, because that was back in the day when we were doing our show on our own. That's the only safe zone at this moment. So I feel like there's nowhere to be safe right now, being a pirate. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm going to send the energy ball to who we haven't heard from yet. My girl, Wendy!
I catch it. Wait, is this the right way? No, it's the wrong way.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
There you go.
I blew it. There you go. Good job.
Nice. I got it.
Yay!
Hey, everybody. I'm Wendy Lee Zaney. Yay! And tonight I am playing Aradia the Witch. She is also the ship's quartermaster. So, a quick description of Aradia. She, kind of your usual pirate wear. She's got like a dusty blue overskirt. She has, I think it's a light teal shirt that I'm not currently wearing because it's in the laundry. But she also, around her neck, wears her little blue ring octopus named Taco, who usually likes to squish all the way up to the jar to say hi to people. Little blink here and there. 2 blinks for hi, 3 blinks for see you never. Oh. Taco has a lot of feelings tonight.
Oh.
A lot.
A lot of feelings tonight. And right now, what Aradia is thinking is, how did everything go so badly, so quickly? She's thankful that she was able to help keep some of her fellow crewmates alive, such as Sindara and little young Barrett Changlin, because she still has to mail out that letter somehow to his mother. But she might have to do a long second page edition as a PS. A PSS, PPS, whatever it may be. She's also quite worried about her crew because she's only seen, I believe she saw at one point in time, the captain, Azara, and Bennett. She has no idea where Eek and and also, I guess, our handsome demon devil.
She called you handsome.
Demon devil.
You might have 2 girlfriends. Oh God.
She also said demon. I just went over this.
Wow.
So yeah, she's feeling a little conflicted, very worried, and she doesn't even want to think about what the storage room looks like because she's in charge of the ship's inventory, so she's not going to think about that at the moment. And finally, I'm going to toss this energy ball down to Eek.
Hey everybody, I'm Dustin Zaney. I play Eek, the Hobgoblin Alchemist. He's a lot shorter than most hobgoblins, so he gets he gets confused with a goblin most of the time, and you can tell that he's an alchemist because he has a few burns on him, and half of his right ear is blown off. But Eek loves to make things explode. He loves building. He loves creating things. Just made himself a pair of dragonfly-like wings that are able to come out of his back. And right now, he's not thinking much. That's it.
Right.
That's all. He ain't thinking anything at all.
That's fair.
You're not thinking much. Yeah.
Right now, he
because
is
Oh, boy.
unconscious.
He's unconscious.
Hashtag save Eek.
That's right. Yes. And to save you can actually do that, friends, yourselves with donations if you would like to. You totally don't have to, but donations are always acceptable. What we do have that you can totally mess with this crew as well too is for $5 you can give a cast member a golden coin, which they can use that as a +1 to a check for them, or they can give somebody else a -1 if they so desire. For $10, you could get a platinum piece. James Chu got one of these last week and definitely saved his ass as well too. Gives a character a reroll. So that is going to be your $10 platinum piece. For $25, we got some Pirates Booty, which is a little something that these guys can find on their journey that can be helpful for them during the live stream of the show. At $30, we have it back, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Magic of the Sea, Wild Magic for $30. We've had a few people affected by this. They've been a lot of fun as well, too. And then for $50, we have our donation, the Pieces of 8, or the Good Bad table, which, as I say, there's 4 good things and 4 bad things that can really affect how this game goes. Why did I put bad things on there? Well, if you look at how many people I have, there's 6 of them. There's a lot of people playing this game, so I have to make things a little bit more difficult. But that's everything. Again, if you'd like to donate, that'd be great. If not, what we really want is for you to sit here, watch us, and go on a voyage with us as we go back to what happened last week. All of you were sitting there talking to the Lady of the Rock when the giant boom happened on the outside of the building. The tower slightly shook. Eek decided to run upstairs to see what was happening while the rest of you followed the Lady of the Rock downstairs back onto the beach. While Eek was up top, he was up above with Quartermaster, or Sergeant-at-Arms, Royster, Sir Royster, and with some of the town's guards, and he saw this giant fog bank coming into the cove of Tidewater Rock. He could barely make out, but he noticed that there was a ship on the inside of this fog bank, shooting a bomb down inside. He realized it went off, but there was some sort of protection around the ship or something. He really couldn't tell what it was. while the rest of the crew are running downstairs. Everybody starts to see the rest of this fog bank on the beach as well. Lockhart goes up, tries to use his gust of wind spell, and it pushes the fog up into the air, and then just everything gets completely covered. They then start to hear the sounds of battle happening over on their ship of the Siren song. Lockhart turns into a raven. Lockhart the Redskin Raven. See what it did there? It was pretty good, James Chu. Aradia grows her tentacles and starts flying back over to the Siren song. Eek up in the tower can also hear the signs of battle. Leaves a few bombs, telling the crew to make sure that they try to bombard the other ship that's in the mists, and he dive bombs down over to the Siren song as well too. Captain Azara, Bennett on the beach trying to make their way, trying to find another ship when they hear the sounds of another ship of rowing coming up to the beach. You all decided to hide behind a rock, and as you did, you heard the sounds of at least 15 plus people rushing up the path past your hiding spot up to the doors of the tower as they start banging on it and starting to hammer on it, and Captain says, gotta go to the Siren song. Now, possibly to Azar and Bennett, if they wanted to go or not, there's a little inner struggle with them, but following the captain's orders, you guys get into the longboat and start making your way back to the Siren song. And then once you're there, all hell breaks loose. There are dozens, 15 or so of these buccaneers, these pirates fighting everybody. Aradia, probably the one person with just like the most badassery last week. She's just like, nope, can't touch it. Not happening, not getting touched by anybody. Bennett's trying to fight. Lockhart, then, everybody looks up to hear a whistle as a giant ballista with a bomb on the end of it explodes, blowing a giant hole into the deck of the ship, blowing Lockhart back into some boxes. Body parts are everywhere. Rolf, one of the couple. Oh, that's right, and some of your horn chipped off as well too. One of the brothers in the process loses his arm. Azar runs over trying to help save Rosie as she's about to be murdered by somebody. Another ballista goes off, completely blows up the wheel. Eek drops down, blowing up more stuff as well too, trying to get some of these guys off of Albert, blowing up the stairs to the stern castle. And then they all hear a voice, basically telling them to drop their weapons. That one was not. Telling them to drop their weapons or everybody in the tower is about to be murdered. Well, our crew, they're like, whatever, we're going to be totally fine. They decided to keep fighting. Eek and the captain both fly up into the air to see actually where this was coming from the top of the tower, because these ballistas were coming from the top. They start flying up. They see a woman that has Royster on point. Eek blows a bomb, knocking Royster over the side as he dives down trying to save him. While all this other battle is happening on the ship as well too, Sandara, the ship's cleric, is laying there with a giant wound in her stomach, bleeding out. Aradia runs over trying to save her, while Bennett is also trying to stab and execute people, aka the Executioner. I don't know if his name has come up yet, and Azara, aka the Butcher. We just need a baker and a candlestick maker, and we're all set.
Yeah.
With the captain and Eek going down to save Royster, Captain flies down to help as well too. While this woman, whoever it was, falls down from the top of the tower. This tattoo comes alive as the captain casts Feather Fall on Royster, so he can safely make it down to the ground. This tattoo comes alive into a serpent. She flings it at Eek as it starts biting him, and he's like, whatever. As he continues just shooting up at her, Captain has pupil set fire on her from little pupil's eyes. As the snake falls, her eyes go wide as she falls. Captain sees her body laying down, broken on the ground, her neck twisted at a weird angle, missing one of her arms, bleeding out. The fog starts to dissipate. You all see... Oh, and Lockhart as well, too. Lockhart goes back over to the beach and is going to attempt to fight some of these guys up on the shore. They all start calling him a demon. They get scared as he cuts down 3 of them. They all hop in the water back in the longboat trying to get back. As the fog dissipates, you see this other ship, a crimson red flag with a snake on it, a serpent, trying to get away. Other people swimming, trying to get into the longboat and trying to get off where they want to go. Captain makes it back, says, let's make the ship ready. He has some few words with Royster as well, too. Royster telling him to at least stay. Captain saying, no, we just saved your ass. Not wrong. Royster said, fine. They went. But Eek stayed behind. Eek really wanted to know what was up with this lady. Goes over, starts grabbing her stuff. As he sits there, his energy, his life force is taken as he falls. That is where we leave you. Eek, I need you to tell me, what was your thoughts before you passed out? What was going through your mind? You got to tell me. You got to
Loot the body, loot the body, loot the body. That's what I was
Loot
thinking
the
pretty
body.
much. I was like,
That
yeah,
is what
this lady's got to have some really good stuff on her. Ooh, what's this?
Yeah, as Eek goes completely unconscious. Eek, as you knock out, as you're laying there, you kind of open your eyes and you find that you're sitting in blackness. You just feel like just really gross. You hear this voice in your head. You can't go out that way. Not that way. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get up. Oh, your curiosity got the best of you again, didn't it? It happened before. Your bombs exploded, killing those around you. That's why you left. Now here you are. Curiosity gets the best of you again. Your life force being sucked out of your body. Oh, how sad. How sad. I was thinking of big things for you, Eek. I mean, the damage that you do to your own ship, I could have only been much happier. But unfortunately, I don't know if you'll be able to save yourself this time. Eek, Eek. You just feel like a smack on your face as you just kind of come to in this dark dream as you're sitting there. There's just darkness around you. You can sense a presence of somebody like right there, like in the darkness in front of you. Oh, you doing okay now? Oh, no touchy. What do you have to say for yourself? Putting yourself in danger like that.
She was dead. I thought, yay, loot. Loot's good, you know. Who the hell are you?
Ooh, oh, it doesn't matter who I am, Eek. Totally besides the point. I am your subconscious talking to you. Or maybe
No,
I'm not.
I know what my subconscious sounds like. You do not sound like Daryl.
No, Daryl. Oh, no, Daryl's taking a vacation right now. Yes, he's gone.
Oh.
Yes. Is he?
Okay, I'm confused. Then who are you? Someone new?
You know what? Why don't you go ahead, close your eyes and rest a bit, because you may not live to see the rest of the day. Go ahead, lay your head down. As you feel like this hand like caressing your head and your shoulder and kind of pulling you over to the side. Your head lays down in this blackness. You pass out. Captain, you're on the ship. You've got everybody going. The ship's, you have the quick set sails. Boom! The wind starts picking up. You can actually see this other ship. James Chu, yes.
Captain, and he like waves his hand. He's like, how do I steer this? And there's nothing. Wait, did we mend it?
No. Remember, Azara fixed the wheel last week.
Ah, sorry.
He might not have been there.
Wait, is it me and Azara? We're still on the beach. We should be rowing.
Azara, you're muted.
I hear you.
She's not. Audio issues galore, everybody. Welcome to the DAT network. It wouldn't be the same without it. All right, Zara's going out, and then she'll come right back in. While she's actually doing that, I want to say thank you, Sarah BC1, a couple times dropping 200 bits down on us. Wendy Lee dropping 100 bits, and yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
The real POTUS, John Christian, donating some golden coins, one to Diana, one to Wendy, and one to James Chu.
Oh, what does that mean?
Thank you.
We got a
So
coin?
yes, your golden coin, you get a
-1,
+1, -1.
Ooh,
Yes.
who was that from?
That was from the real POTUS, Mr. John
Thank
Christian.
We get both a +1 and a -1.
No. You can use it for a +1 or a -1.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Ah, beautiful.
Very kind of you, John, giving them
Thank you.
giving them nice things like that. Totally fine.
What I was saying is I thought I was on the beach with Bennett.
No, Bennett's on the ship with me.
No, you guys were on the ship.
Just
Lockhart,
kidding.
Lockhart was on there. He heard the captain
Lockhart,
screaming,
the
get back
captain.
to the ship, and he started rowing to get over to the ship.
I thought
gotten up,
Azara
yeah.
was on the beach as well.
No, didn't Azara use her helm to teleport back to the beach?
Yes.
I did. I'm on the beach.
She did.
Oh,
She's on
wow.
the beach.
So, Captain, they're everywhere. You're telling everybody to get back to the ship, and not all of your crewmates are actually there yet.
I'm on the ship. I'm there.
I'm on the ship.
Good job, teachers' pets.
Boo.
I'm just joking.
Nice. Well then, I will continue instructing everyone to, hoist the sails, weigh the anchor to go in pursuit, and then I will message Eek and Lockhart and Azara and say, "Return to the ship post haste. We must go in pursuit of this vessel."
All right. I don't know what I don't know what Eek is. And me and Azara are rowing back.
No, I'm still on the shore. I haven't even jumped into the ship.
I thought me and you. It's okay. Okay.
I don't care. It's
It
fine.
was supposed
I'm
to be
on
a
your
date.
little boat. I'm on the boat. We're on a date. There we go.
That's what he's trying to do. Lockhart is trying to turn this short ride into a date.
Can I message back to Ross?
Yeah, you guys
Captain
can respond.
Shice?
Yes.
Captain, can we make sure we have everyone accounted for? I still want to make sure that the Lady of the Rock was all right and everyone. We must do good as pirates. Make sure that they brought us hospitality. I just want to make sure they're all right. This doesn't feel right to just go after another ship right away. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I will look over to Bennett and say, "Mr. Ishmael, a head count of the crew, please. Let's make sure we have everyone." And then I will message
Captain.
back to Azara and say, "No one entered the tower from the bottom door, and Eek and I dispatched the mage on the top. Unless she ventured out of the tower, she is more than fine, and it is most important that we apprehend these people who have attempted to lay siege to the tower, which can prevent them from returning again in our absence."
Yes, Captain.
And then I'll message Eek again and say, "Mr. Eek, I expected a reply to my message."
No reply, Captain.
"Mr. Eek, your instructions were to loot Sabati and return to the ship. I do not see you airborne."
Nothing.
Mr. Bennett, the head count.
Yes, I'm going to go about checking to make sure the crew's there. Please don't make me do a perception check.
No,
If you hadn't said anything, I don't think you would have thought it.
just for fun, Bennett, give me a perception check. Let's see how.
You
I have
shouldn't
to. I
have
have to
said it.
now. I have to
Just
now.
once.
Here we go.
I
Call
want you
attention
to
to your-
say
you did that
I
yourself.
saw it.
Hey,
Just
that's a
You
natural
should just
20.
counted heads.
A natural 20!
Oh my god. Somebody
Yeah,
clip
Bennett.
that, please. Bennett never gets
It barely
I'm not
happens
expecting
on
anything else for
perception.
the rest of the
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Clip it
So,
or it didn't
Bennett,
happen.
you see everybody seems like they're on the ship. You see Azara and Lockhart making their way up to the side. Albert tossing over the pulleys to pull up Lavinia's dream. You see that Sandara is sitting up. It looks like she's asleep right now. Blood just like on her stomach where Aradia had been able to like help heal the wound. Rolf is sitting there kind of on the side, just kind of shaking back and forth, a bloody stump with a dagger now wrapped around his hand. Barrett Chanlin's got blood like trickling down the side of his head, but it seems like everybody's there outside of Eek.
Captain, we do seem to have everybody with some injuries. Everybody seems to be here. Actually, I don't see Eek. Everybody else seems to be accounted for, but I don't see him.
Blast. Where is Lockhart and Zara?
Albert is hooking them up now. Lavinia's dream is you just look over and hey, best friend, you made it back! You missed it! I killed a whole bunch of those bastards!
Oof. Does anyone here have a quick message to return to Mr. Eek?
Is he? He's using some pretty powerful spells for me to do that. I can.
I
I
can't.
don't have message. I mean, I can cast
I have
my
message.
He said
Writing.
method. He said method.
Oh,
method.
Yes,
Oh,
message.
method. Message. Enunciate,
Message.
Captain. Which one?
Captain, come
Does
in.
anyone have a message of returning to find Mr. Eek?
Oh, his
Oh, a
accent's
method
quite weird.
of reach.
Method. All right.
Mr. Raven, you can do
Yes.
so?
Yes, sir.
All right, then please see if Mr. Eek is, since that he is not distracted. So the rest of us continue to make sail. Will you have the ability to return, or do you need a vessel?
Yeah. I can return. I don't think I can get him. Yeah. I think that's gonna be the issue.
I'll
Actually,
return
no.
with you.
No.
What?
I got an idea. But send a vessel if it doesn't work. And he
Oh
turns
my
into a raven and
goodness.
sends off.
And I send
Yeah.
Pluck
No.
off to follow Raven. The
Ooh,
Raven.
fuck off! Fuck
Who's
off!
Find Eek, Pluck.
Adam, who's currently the least useful looking person on the crew right now?
On your crew, probably Sandara.
Jeez. Oh yeah, she's got it.
Sandara. She's pretty beat
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She's out and like she's got her hands on her stomach and everything because she had.
I would
she-
run over to her.
Well, I mean, Aradia was able to help heal her.
Okay. Oh, that's
She
right.
she's she's just out. Rosie's sitting next to her, just like holding her hand as well.
Does she look like she could be safely moved?
Yeah, I mean, she was healed enough. Aradia was able to heal up the giant slash in her stomach.
Just not good in the
probably,
fight.
yeah, just not good in a fight. I mean, she definitely needs some rest. I mean, because it was pretty bad. She was starting to go into shock as well too, but she's currently passed out.
Okay. Then I will say, Owlbear, belay bringing Lavinia's dream aboard. Mr. Chainlin, take Sandara and return to the shore. See about Mr. Eek in case that Mr. Lockhart cannot return and boasts his ship.
Yes, Captain. As he
You're to
hops
follow
over.
Sandara's orders. You understand, Mr. Chainlin?
She's asleep. She's asleep right now, Captain.
If she wakes up, follow her orders. Otherwise, Mr. Lockhart's orders. Not getting
Yeah, yeah.
into any berry-mongering or willy-nilly behavior. You are to return Mr. Eek to the ship. You understand?
Yes, Captain. As he walks over, Albert places Sandara in the ship as she kind of stirs a little bit, but doesn't wake up. Albert lowers her down. Actually hops in and starts lowering her down, and you see him start rowing the way back to the shore. Lockhart.
All right, let's make way.
Lockhart, give me a perception check.
Oh, 19 on the die for a 27.
Nice.
Oh, 28.
Yeah.
28. That's
As you're flying around Lockhart, you actually spot Eek rather easily, but you look down as you're kind of flying amongst like the broken rocks, and you see Eek just laying on the ground next to this body that looks like it's on its stomach and like looks like it's trying to crawl its way up, like just like you see just like this hand like trying to grab. It's just the body just kind of slumps over. Eek is sitting there, and you see like that the hand kind of reaches towards Eek, and the body slowly is like trying to crawl like over to him. What do you do?
he'll probably pop down and be like, "Hey, Harwell, can you hold him for a second?" And like stab Hartwell through his back and leave him in the ground. I don't
Stabbing
care if he's still. No.
Eek through his
Yes,
back?
yes. I am coup de grace Eek.
What?
No, the female pirate. I basically want to like stab her body into the ground with Hartwell. I'm not trying to
Okay.
kill her, finish her yet. I just want to pause her there for a moment.
Okay, alright. Give me an attack roll, though.
Oh, beautiful.
You're trying to like pin her like a butterfly or something.
That's a critical threat.
Without killing her?
Alright. Roll to confirm.
Oh, I don't think that's going to confirm with a 14.
That's not going to confirm. Regular shot. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Regular damage.
But she's
Just
prone.
regular old. Oh no! Oh no! It's fine. 17 points of damage.
17. As you do that, her head just like
Goodbye.
rears back, and she's just like, ah, fuck you. Ah!
Oh hey, you're still alive. Perfect. Hold on real fast. And he's gonna cut his thumb real fast and drop the blood on Eek's head and cast Infernal Healing. You'll get 1 second. You
Get
hit
1
points back.
second.
Yes,
1
you
second
get
to
1
get what?
second. No, I'm healing you. Let's see. So you get fast healing 1. And every 6. I mean, yeah, you get fast healing 1. You'll have 10 points in a minute. So he's still unconscious, and Lockhart's gonna kneel down, like near her face, and be like, "All right. So what happened?"
You want? Ah. You mean what happened?
I mean, who are you? Why'd you attack this place? Yada yada. I don't know. My captain's pretty pissed. Should I heal you up and just bring you to him?
You're not the captain. I have no words for you if you're not a captain.
All right. Okay, we'll do this the hard way then. And he's gonna cast a message to Captain.
This is how we do message now.
Yes. Hey, I got good news. Oh, good news, bad news. Eek's down. I'm healing him. He'll be back up soon. Good news. Captain's still alive. He looks down. She does have a sword through her back. I'm sorry. I thought she was dead when she was moving. I can heal her enough to keep her alive while you come here.
Mr. Eek, how is any of this good news?
Oh, this is Lockhart. Did you want to talk to Eek?
Did not look at your
Mr.
caller
Eek was
ID before you
perfectly
answered?
fine. Mr. Eek was perfectly fine when I left the island, and the opposing mage was perfectly dead. How are those things starting to reverse themselves?
Well, can I do like a spellcraft check to see what happened to Eek? Or like some arcana or something like that?
No, you'd have to do a heal check, actually.
Oh,
he's...
haha. I'm pretty
I
sure
bet you
have
Brent
that,
knows,
too.
but Brent's not there.
Can I do a heal check?
Yeah, give me a heal check.
I have points in it. That's a 3.
3.
No!
I mean, Eek is just down. It doesn't look like... I will say, just the one thing you see, he looks a little paler. But other than that, he's down. Doesn't seem to be like any wounds or anything on him, but you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I found him on the ground, and the captain was trying to slowly choke him. So,
I've sent Mr. Chainland and Sandara to retrieve you in case your spell work was not able to bring you back to the ship. Make sure that Mr. Eek is healed and keep an eye on the opposing mage. She is a powerful spellcaster. Do not let her move her hands. Gag her if you must, but exercise extreme caution. She just fell from the air, broke her neck, and lost an arm, and she is still able to attempt to strangle Mr. Eek.
Oh my, yeah, okay. I don't think I could cut off her hands without her dying, Captain, but I think she's okay right now.
But there's no need to cut off her hands. Just
Well, you told not to do magic.
use your best judgment. Well, no, strike that. Use Sandara's best judgment.
Okay. WWZD.
Z, it's an S.
Sandara.
I was gonna say Lockhart's illiterate, but he has a high intelligence. So Lockhart's
Well, then you
just...
should know it's an S.
I feel like he has a high intelligence but a low wisdom. He knows what stuff
Yes,
is. Just the
that's
application
exactly.
of that knowledge is very poor.
Yes, he's like, I think this seems right. But yeah, okay. He'll cast it 2 more times over the next minute, and Eek, you'll go up 30 HP. Infernal healing 2 more times. And then he's going to can I CMD and just kind of No, I'm just gonna keep Heartwall stabbed in her.
Alright.
Just gonna wait.
Sure.
I want to be outside of her reach, unless she
Yeah.
tries. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Eek. You slowly, as your eyes start to flutter, you look up and you're staring at the blue sky, and a shadow falls over your face of a giant red chipped horned tiefling looking down at you as your eyes open.
Holy shit! What the?
I mean,
Well,
hello,
hey,
good
Lockhart.
morning. Hey, yeah.
What? How'd you get here? How'd I get here? Where did she? Oh shit! She's still alive!
Ah!
Kill
Yeah.
it! Kill it!
No. It's Captain's on his way.
No, seriously, really powerful. Kill. Eek's gonna take out his scimitar.
No. He's gonna like try to apply. No. I'm in the strict instructions to ask myself, what would Sandara do? Captain said.
Find them.
Captain said,
She
no.
knows
We gotta
really powerful spells.
I know.
Tie her up or like put her to sleep or something.
Time
Cut
me.
off her hands.
I've got a broken neck, missing arm, with a fucking sword through my back, you little bastard.
See, she has a broken neck, missing arm, a sword through her back, and she's still able to talk. That's
Okay,
not
Eek?
right.
Eek,
Powerful
do you need to breathe into this bag? I just need
How
slow
are you not
in
freaked out about this?
and out.
She was dead,
Captain told
and
me
then
not to worry, and I will.
I was going to steal her stuff, and then all of a sudden everything went black, and then I heard another voice that was not a voice I was familiar with, and then I see your face in front of me, and she still, dude, she has a sword in her back. Why am I
All
the only
right,
one that
hold
sees
on,
this? Is
hold
freaking
on.
nuts.
Let me see if I have something I can use. And he'll shoot color spray in her face, just like right on her eyes. Just...
I get a save.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, I failed the save.
Good.
Oh, no.
Beautiful.
She just like
probably-
screams.
How many hit dice does she have? Does she have 3 or 4, or she has more than that?
She has 8.
Okay. So she's just blinded for 6 seconds, and I'm like, oh, that didn't do. And so Lockhart's just going through his list of known spells that he can pull from Heartwall to mess with her.
Oh my god.
Hey, this is what.
Well, Sandara would do.
As you do that and she screams, you hear a voice in your head, Lockhart. You hear, Lockhart, I don't feel so good.
Oh, well.
And you don't hear him anymore. You actually look at your sword and like that energy just.
Oh, snap.
He's gonna cast returning weapon, and so it automatically flashes back. It teleports back into my hand.
Yeah. The sword's back in your hand, but you don't feel like that energy. Like you feel like a small drumming of energy coming from Heartwall, but you don't hear his voice. You don't feel that energy around, and you just hear her. She just kind of looks up at you, and her eyes just kind of like turn red. She's like, oh God, that felt good. Do it again, yeah. Go ahead, keep it up. That's fine.
Load up an arrow in his crossbow and load up a bomb, and he's shooting it at her face.
Oh yeah, I want to cast cauterizing weapon into my blade and chop off her hand.
Chop off her hand. As you go to load up your bomb and you go to strike, she turns invisible.
Still shooting.
And you hear like a splash, like in the water. The bomb goes off.
Quick thing. I did cast color spray on her.
That's great. She doesn't need to see.
Oh yeah, she goes after it also. It's cool. Yeah, because it's an object that's touching her. She dives into the water.
I mean, you hear a splash in the water. Yeah.
We were by the tower, though, right?
We're at the base of the tower. We're gonna pop back over to the ship. What's everybody doing on the ship currently? Captain, Radia, Zara, Bennett.
We're making all sail in pursuit of the other pirate ship.
Yeah. You can see it's a ways ahead of you. It's not super far ahead, but you can definitely see it. Like the rest of the crew, like everybody seems like banged up. They're trying to, Rolf is just kind of sitting there holding his hand. Rosie's sitting down as well too, drinking some water. Everybody seems a little shaken, but like everybody's like in their positions, moving the sails around with the breeze. With the night breeze, it is still kind of hard to see the ship because it is still nighttime.
I'm gonna tend to everyone that is hurt. And I make no effort to. Yeah, I'm trying to, but I want to make sure everyone is fine.
I mean, as you're attending and are you like healing them, like using your heal spells and stuff on people? Yeah. Everybody's wounds are starting to close up more, but they're everybody's still just kind of shaken. I mean, all the wounds are closed. Everybody's just covered in blood, except you notice the only person not covered in blood, Azara, is Aradia. She is perfectly clean, probably for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And you hear, and like some bird poop just like hits her shoulder.
Oh shit!
Pluck. Was that pluck?
Exactly.
No, it wasn't pluck.
I just point my finger and I clean it up for her.
Thank you, Zara. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm all right. I don't think we should continue on fighting. Everyone is scared and not doing well. Don't approve of what the captain says.
That went really bad, really quickly. Did you see Rolf? He lost his hand.
No. Where is he?
I'll kind of nod my chin in the direction where I last saw Rolf, and I said, well, plays tough. He is tough. He asked me to strap his sword to his arm when I was trying to heal him so he can continue to fight and defend the ship. Where is the captain? Where is everybody else?
I don't know. We need to wait for everyone. I don't know. I think he went back to the shore. Exactly my point. I don't understand the mentality behind him right now. I'm going over to Rolf. Excuse me. And then she just marches over to Rolf to make sure he's okay.
I'll try to look for the captain.
Captain, where are you currently?
I am at the helm.
Siren, your newly redone wheel. Bennett, where are you currently right now?
It's newer than
I
ever.
am. Well, I'm kind of patrolling around the deck, just kind of trying to keep an eye out. I'm feeling pretty good about my eyesight right now because I rolled a natural 20 on my perception earlier, so I'm pretty confident in my lookout skills at the moment. But I'm like patrolling around, like looking out in the water, and I'm like twirling one of my masterwork daggers in my hand. So yeah.
Azara, you find Rolf sitting there. He's just got a dagger tied to this bloody stump of his hand. He's just kind of sitting there and looks up. He goes, "Oh, hey, Azara, how are you?"
Good. Let me see.
It's nothing. It's just it's a bloody stump, and Radio was great. She tied my dagger to my wrist. That's
you
what
in
comes with
pain?
being a pirate. Yeah, I mean it hurts like a bitch, but I mean there's nothing else we can really do about it, right?
I'm gonna hold
It's
his
gone.
hand, his what's left of
Hands?
his hand. Yeah, what's
Stump.
left of his stump. I don't want to call it a stump. That's awful.
It's
I'm
a
gonna,
stump. We got a stump. Okay.
I'm gonna cast cure moderate wounds on him and just leave my hand there. 'Cause I don't want him to be in pain.
Yeah. As it heals over, you hear the crackling of just like the skin healing itself. It's, oh, wow. Hey, I mean that's better. Thank you. That doesn't hurt as much. I appreciate it.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened back there. That was I don't think any of us were prepared for that.
None of us were prepared.
Oh, well, not at all. But we sure took a lot of them bastards down with us, though, didn't we?
We did.
Um, yeah, it's a little weird that we're kind of leaving everybody behind, but that's what the captain says. It's okay.
That's exactly my point. I don't agree with it right now.
Well,
Do you know if anyone else
sometimes
is hurt?
hey, everybody's been hurt, but no, I don't think as bad as me. Sandara, she was cut up pretty bad. It looked like, but I think Rady was able to help her out, which was good.
All right. But you're all right, yes?
Oh no, I'm fine. I mean, best as I can be. I'm missing a hand, but I'm not gonna do about that unless you got something that can reattach my limb or something. Which I don't even know where the fuck.
Okay.
Oh, son of a bitch! And he reaches down and he's like, "Well, here's my fucking pinky. Look at that." Tosses it over the side. He's like, "All right, let's get back to work." Starts walking over and starts like picking up some rope and stuff, helping out where he can.
Ugh.
Radio, you find the captain up at the stern castle steering the ship.
Captain, do a little wave.
Miss Radia.
Yes. Can I make our way up there? Do we fix all the steps, or do I have to like?
No, you got to climb up.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
really
yell.
quick too. Ready Blair Player 1, he resubscribed for 5 months in a row for a total of 31 months. And ladies of D&D have followed. Thank you, ladies of D&D.
Hi, guys.
Oh, we
Thank
all know
you.
those ladies. How's it going, you
Excuse
lovely
me.
people?
Hello. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
I'm not gonna climb. I'm just gonna yell, Captain.
Yes, Radia.
Things got pretty bad very quickly.
Yes, I quite agree. A very well executed ambush.
What is your plan, Captain?
You wish to come up here, or you want to
don't.
continue the conversation?
I'll make a
yelling.
I'll make a climb check.
It's not that hard. I'll say you can make it up there. It's hard going because there's currently no steps. There's pieces of
I rolled
stuff.
a 17.
17, yeah, you're fine. You can climb up.
30, 20.
Yep, you're good.
Captain, what is your plan of action? Going after them?
I think it is the most strategic method of dealing with the problem right now. They have lost a great deal of their crew, and the captain is not aboard the ship. I think, although we are in not the best position. We are not at our full capacity. It's better to strike before they regain their strengths.
Aye, Captain. Of course, I will respect your order. I do want to let you know, several of our crew members have suffered significant injury. I don't believe we have the full head count of the ship. Are you aware some of our crewmates are missing?
Yes, Mr. Chainlin and Sandara have returned to shore to assist Lockhart with Eek. It seems that the pirate captain was not quite as dead as Mr. Eek had thought, and he is tying her up so we may question her when we return.
I see. A word about young Changlin.
Yes?
He's made his first kill. And I know it was inevitable, you're on a pirate ship, but he is young. And I was hoping that we could keep him safe until we arrived at port, a bigger port, and maybe offer him the option of staying on the land. I wrote this letter to his mother. I'm gonna hand it to him. And I just don't know if it feels right to have someone so young living the life of a pirate without proper maternal guidances.
Yes, certainly would not have been my choice to enlist Mr. Chainlin on the cruise books, but I see nowhere at present that we can leave him that he would be safer. It had been my intention, or rather he had expressed interest in learning the magical arts, and I thought perhaps that would be a way to lift him out of his present condition.
Aye, Captain. Well, if you don't mind reading the letter, I feel that the wording isn't strong enough. I really want to drive the point home. Will you just take a look when you have the time before I send it?
Yes, of course.
What can I do, Captain?
Well, tend to the crew and the ship. Perhaps I should say something to them if you feel that the crew is in poor spirits.
Yes, Captain, to raise their morale. I think that's a good idea. Would you like me to gather the crew?
Yes, if they are not too busy, if all the sails are set, perhaps we should speak.
Yes, Captain. So I will climb back down and I'll just help with the sails to make sure everything's ready before I gather the crew.
Lockhart and Eek. Did you hear that splash in the water? Swing it like bomb goes off where she was. You don't hear anything else from her, but you do hear coming from above you, and you hear a splash out in the water. Both of you give me a perception check.
23.
Michael Jordan. It's a mute.
Intermuted.
Yeah. Hey, Nightbot.
15.
Wendy Lee, don't you dare. What'd you get, Eek?
15.
15. Yeah, enough. Even in the darkness, you guys actually hear the sound and this splash out in the water. You both look up and you see this rope, leading all the way up to the top of the tower. And as you kind of glance out into the water, you see a lot of this splashing happening. And you just hear, "Now, let me go, you bloody bastards!" And you hear, "Do not kill her. I'm telling the both of you right now. You have no idea who you are actually dealing with. That is Captain Isabella Inkskin Locke. Do not kill her."
She took my... And he, pauses as he's about to say son. He's like, "She took something that's mine. Heartwall's not in my sword, and she took it. I want it back now."
Yes, you will be able to get that back, but as soon as you touch her, only bad things will happen. Do you see all of those tattoos upon her body? As you actually look over and you see Royce here, like, walking up to the two of you. Because those tattoos, embroidered on her body, are spells.
Oh.
She is able to put spells into the tattoos on her body. Who knows what kind of dark magic she was able to do? I suggest we take her in, we try to question her. It sounded like she does not want to talk to you. She wants to talk to the captain. I know your captain was very adamant about leaving this place and going after the pursuers, but it seemed like a lot of people on your crew were hurt, and if you want to question her, it might be best to talk to her, and you might be able to get the answers that you are all searching for. But again, that is only coming from an old man who did have his life saved from you, Mr. Eek, and from your captain. And I do thank you both for that.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping her. I really do think that it's probably best to kill her because, you know, she was dead. Like, her head was, like, twisted and a sword was through her back and she's missing an arm and she was still crawling.
Yes, I mean, the stories I have heard of her are far and beyond what most people would be able to do as a human. Don't know how much more human she actually is or what sorts of dark magic, but I would keep her alive. We will tie whatever other hand she has and we shall gag her, but do not kill her yet.
Yeah.
How long does message last, Captain?
It lasts for me to return it, but I imagine that we're out of range at this point.
Royster looks at you and just says, "What direction do you know that the captain was heading towards?"
I got it. And he's gonna point a finger gun up, and cast multiple purple flares, to go up in the air, and then he's gonna change it to red, and then back to purple, to get anyone's attention.
Yeah. Everybody on the ship, give me a perception check. I know, Bennett.
Guidance.
Really good.
Nice.
Oh,
Is
yeah, I
Pluck
needed
back
that.
with me?
Yeah, I'll say Pluck's back.
Oh, that doesn't help.
30.
30.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
11.
Eek's gonna pop 2 potions.
Yeah.
I rolled an
as
11.
As everybody's kind of on the ship, Azara, you see it, and then you also, almost at the same time from the top, you hear, Captain, looking back towards the island, I see purple and red flares going off. I think that's, I don't know.
That's
Who does that?
Lockhart!
Yeah, Captain, if you look back there, and you see Captain, they're like purple and like red going off.
We need to go back, Captain, please.
Is that a predetermined thing? Like, do I know anything about these flares?
Well, I mean, you do know that it is Lockhart's, and he's only used them a handful of times.
Yeah, anytime I use it is during like high amounts of distress for signal.
Please, Captain.
Damn. Turns the ship around.
Turn the ship around! I just yelled to the
You're
rest of the
driving
crew.
the ship, Captain.
Radia's very confused because just a second ago she was ready to, you know, gather the crew for the captain to have a group talk with, and she's like,
Hi. As you start turning around, Azar, you kind of look up and you see Shortstone like scampering down the rafters and the ropes and everything. He runs up. He goes, Mrs. Azar and Captain. If you want me to, I can still barely see that other ship, but one thing I could do, I think I can make it over to them, and I might be able to track their whereabouts. I could try to stow away on board if you want me to.
What?
Wait,
Mr. Shortstone.
Stowaway?
Yes, I could try to make it over there, Captain.
How on earth would you make it over to the ship?
Well, I mean, everybody practices their own thing, and you know me. I have a few spells of my own, Captain, but I could at least go over there. I'm tiny enough, I could probably stow aboard on that as well, too. Because remember, he's also a gnome. He's a tiny little gnome guy.
What if you're in danger? Can you come back to our ship?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something I could definitely do for the crew, And he looks over. He goes. I mean, I did. He like raises up his shirt. He's got a gash like on his side and everything. He's like, I mean, we took a beating, but I know it sounds like the captain really wants to go after them. But I mean, if we can't find them again, maybe I can send a signal back, and I don't know, but I can definitely make it over there if you want me to, Captain. I don't want them getting away either.
It's too dangerous.
Wow.
Mr. Shortstone.
I'll do this on my own behalf.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said I'll do this on my own behalf, Captain.
Mr. Shortstone, I cannot ask you to do this, but if it is something that you wish to do, you have my permission. I do not wish to attack the ship if they are in a method of preparations. And I want you to exercise the most extreme caution. This is not worth the loss of your life, Mr. Shortstone. Pursue the ship.
No, this is all right. It's going to be fine. I can keep myself hidden, at least spy them, see what direction they're going, and I sit up in that crow's nest all day long. I can find my way back to all of you, or at least somehow have all of you find us. I think it'll be okay, Captain.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab out the helmet of transportation or teleportation, and I'm gonna hand it to him. So you do me a favor. You teleport back the next day. If you can't, teleport back tonight.
Oh.
You hear me?
Yeah. Yes. I will do that right now. And it's rather big for him too. But as soon as you hand it to him, it's like, and it like shrinks down to like his size. Like, oh, look at that! He shoves it like in his bag and be like, "All right, Captain. So, all right, I'll do this on my own leave." And he runs up to the front ship and be like, "Hey, get back there, make sure that Master Eek and everybody else is safe. I will see all of you soon." And he just like leaps backwards, like off the ship, like falls. And then, like, from the shadows, you just hear this whoosh as you see, like, what looks like this giant bird, like, flying through the air under the cover of darkness as he disappears into the darkness.
Everyone can fly on this
Why
crew.
didn't anyone tell us that you did this?
We have a druid!
He's
Am
a
I the only
shape
one that can't fly?
Cloud shape?
Oh, that's nice.
It disappears.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
This
Glad we
room
didn't kill him
is-
earlier.
Well, sure. Just remember, I mean, Shortstone. Now, for those of you that really don't know Shortstone, Shortstone is a small, Contrabar Shortstone is a small man who's very into his looks and has a giant crush on Rosie as well, too. Whom, Rosie, we have met somewhat briefly, who seems to have the interest of somebody else on the crew, who's not currently on the ship right now. He's a tiny little green man, but a big old crush on Miss Rosie. He's disappeared.
Adam, is there any way I could have when he showed me his wound, could I have healed him at that point real quick? Or is that not?
Actually, you already did, because you said you wanted to go around to everybody.
Okay.
I mean, you probably actually didn't see him, but his wound was healed. So, I mean, then obviously him being able to shift into something. Who knows? Maybe he was able to heal himself as well. But he looked okay. He looked fine. Lockhart and Eek, Royster standing there. He goes, "Oh, that's his. That must be your signal to get back. If you would so like, I can have my guards. We can take her. We can put her in one of our cells. Hold her until your crew gets back. Question her. The two of you, we can gather some more food for you. You two seem like you could definitely eat something. Mr. Lockhart, do not worry. We'll get to the bottom of what happened to your sword."
Yeah, I think Lockhart is just like slowly losing it. For the audience that doesn't, well, I think I've mentioned this before. His wife and his son died, and he named his sword after his son in memory. And so this is just a second moment of his son being ripped away from him. and I think it's breaking him. And I think he's gonna like walk away, like be on the shoreline, but you're just gonna see like giant like flames erupt and like bolts of lightning as he's trying to get all of this out. And as you like it, if you were to get closer, he's bawling. Like he looks broken at this moment.
Maybe maybe about 40 minutes, about an hour. With the siren song, you make your way back into the bay of Tidewater Rock. You see Eek, Lockhart, or did the two of you actually head inside to get some food and to rest for a moment, or are you guys waiting outside for the rest of the group? I'll say that Royster's guards were able to pull her out of the water and actually just started taking her up into the tower. They do have a hold of her. What were the two of you wanting to do?
Oh, if he's offering food and drink, Eek is going to drink himself silly and eat lots of food until he's one step away from puking.
Sure. Like that would be back upstairs where you guys were eating before. Lockhart, are you staying outside or are you gonna go in?
Yeah, Lockhart's doing that thing, that 1,000-yard stare. Like he has the blade in one hand, and he's just kind of like rubbing the hilt, and just kind of staring off into the sea. Not really in it.
Eek, as you're led back up. What's that?
I was just gonna say, are we all back on the?
Yeah,
beach
yeah. No, you guys are arriving now. Eek, you're up. Actually, once you're like eating food, the old man's bringing you some food, and the lady walks in, and she goes, "Oh, Master Eek, seems like sorry, I sort of just yes, please eat. Is everyone on your crew fine? I know that everyone took off, and some of you are still here. She's like once everyone. What?
I have no idea. The captain went back onto the ship. I was gonna loot her dead body. Do I see her?
No. You're up on like almost the top floor again, back up where you were before. She's being held on a different floor.
And whatever her name was, I mean, Isabella.
Oh yes, Isabella Inkskin Locke. She's
her head was that way, and her arm was like this way, and then her sword was that way, and she was still crawling, and then she was dead, and that is some messed up stuff.
I've come across her before in my times before my husband was murdered. I want to apologize to wait for the captain, but since you're here as well too, everyone rushed out and was actually following everybody, and then we heard all these other people coming up on the beach, and all I could think of, I'm not letting them get inside this tower, so I barred it. And I stood there with my guards, waiting for them to try to chop down the door. Then I heard some screaming from outside about a demon. I can only guess that was Mr. Lockhart, scaring them off. So, I'm sorry I was not able to be outside with you, but hopefully, once the captain gets back, we'll be able to get to the bottom of why someone like Inkskin would try to attack this place. She tried it once before, and we were able to repel her off. I don't know what made it any different this time. Please drink, eat.
Did she have that kind of magic before?
Yes, she does. Did you didn't touch her at all, did you?
Well, I thought she was dead, so I started to be like, loot the body, and then
yes,
then
she has.
And then I heard.
Yes, she has the abilities. I do believe that it is a spell that people called vampiric touch. That it can essentially suck the life force from one person, and she accepts your life force. And she is definitely a hard one to kill, but I'm glad to see that you're alright, Mr. Eve. You do look a little pale, though. And remember, Eve, too, you did lose a little bit of constitution because of the snake. She's like, I do hope that once your captain gets back and we can all talk, you all get some rest. And then hopefully you all can find a way that actually can find a way to go after her. Please drink, eat some more. Be merry.
I thought we caught her.
Well, the rest of her crew, I'm assuming. Royster was telling me that your captain wanted to go off after them. Which,
Yes,
you know, I have to be
don't know
very.
much about her. Does she have like a second in command? Is she like
Yes, yes, she does. Her first mate, his name is Knuckles Grip, and he is not something that not somebody that you would want to tangle with. He could. I've seen him rip the arms off of a man before.
Yum.
Yay.
It's quite powerful.
That sounds so exciting.
Ah, yes, I know.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so hey, Lockhart. Where's Lockhart?
Lockhart's not up. He's not up there. Lockhart didn't go up there.
Wait, what the?
Yeah, he's outside on the beach.
She just looks at you. She goes, "Master Eek, don't think too much. Drink, eat. I'll let you know when the captain and everyone else will."
He's gonna quickly like grab a bottle. He's gonna grab 2 bottles of whatever seems to be the strongest stuff around, and he's gonna go and try and find Lockhart.
Sure. Bennett, you had a question.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do something. Like once we got to the beach, with my amazing perception, I'm going to see Lockhart over there, and he's very, very still. I'm going to be riding that perception thing for a little while, just so you're aware.
Yeah, no, you guys get back. You pull up kind of in the area that you were in. There's pieces of wood and everything still floating in the bay. Yeah, but I would definitely say that you definitely see like Albert lowers you guys into Lavinia's dream, and yeah, I'll definitely say that you see Lockhart.
Yeah, I'm gonna
sitting down, staring off into the
his
water.
posture, and it looks very familiar. Like I'm pretty sure the way he's standing and just the way he is, I know what he's feeling, and I'm gonna go up to him once we get to the beach.
Once you guys arrive, Royster is standing there, and he bows to all of you. Captain, I am glad that you did decide to turn around and come back. The woman that attacked us and that you thought had killed was actually none other than a very, very powerful pirate captain, Isabella Inkskin Locke. And she said that she only wanted to talk to another captain. I don't know what sort of information she would give you, but I figured you would want to at least talk to her face to face. And I know I did not get a chance to say it. I think it was in the heat of the moment, but thank you, Captain, for what you and especially Eek did for me. I would be dead without the two of you. I know I didn't make it as apparent before. I was just more worried about all of you just going off and going against a crew that we don't know what they were still capable of, even though we have their captain. Now we know who it is. I'm glad that you did come back, because you probably would have suffered more. Because I do know that her first mate is not somebody that you really want to trifle with, that he has put many men and women, even children, down into the ground.
Thank you for your kind words, Mr. McClay. We have returned because we received a flare from Mr. Raven, I believe. Do you know his whereabouts?
And you believe he's sitting over there, and you guys actually see Bennett starting to walk over. He's like, Master Eek is currently upstairs. We made some more food for everyone and drink. The lady will meet you upstairs as well. We'll talk for a minute, and then if you want to then interview or interrogate Inkskin, you can.
Very good. I guess I'll walk over towards Lockhart.
Then you actually, as soon as you land, you see Lockhart, and you start hitting him.
Yeah, as I'm gonna walk up to him, not really loudly. I'm going with purpose, but I'm like, yeah, I get the idea. I know what he's feeling, and I get the feeling that I know what that look means. It's something. It's the look of somebody that's lost something. It's very familiar to me, and I'm wondering if you're okay.
She took Hartwell, Bennett. I don't know how she did it, but he's not in here anymore. You see, like, tears start to rain down. I don't hear him. I don't feel him. And she has him. And I don't know what she's doing to him.
Bennett's going to take his hand and put it on Lockhart's shoulder. Yeah, I understand that this is, well, I only partially know what you're feeling right now, but we'll get him back somehow. The captain and Azara Aradia, they're all very capable in magic stuff. I don't know anything about that right now, but we'll get him back.
And Lockhart's just gonna, like, he'll, like, nod a little bit, but he's just gonna keep looking into the ocean.
Captain, you make your way over. You see Bennett standing over next to Lockhart. Lockhart staring off into the water.
Mr. Lockhart, we saw your flares. What is the emergency?
And you see him, like try to perk up as much. He's like, "Oh yes, I apologize for calling you over here, Captain. It has
Mr. Eek has died?
no. She took Hotwall. I don't feel me anymore. I can't hear him talk. I don't know what she did. But she took my son away from me.
I'll sit down next to Lockhart.
I'll kneel down in the sand too.
Lockhart, the sword is not your son. There's no replacing the son. But there may be a way of replacing the spirit of your sword. And we will do everything we can to see that come to pass.
I will get him back, even if I have to skin her limb from limb. He was a part of me, and if I say he's my son, then he's my son. I will let you talk to her, but I need him back.
I understand, Lockhart.
Radia and Zara. You guys get up on the beach and you see the captain head over to Lockhart and they all sit down, talking. His oyster stands there. Yes, man. I don't quite know what this woman did. But, seems to really have done a number to Mr. Eek and Mr. Lockhart as well. I think it's best if the captain does talk to her, you make sure that he's very safe. Stay close to him. She is quite dangerous. How is everybody else on your crew? you all did take off, and wanted to make sure if we have tons of extra food. I can have my guards bring some out to all of you and put them up on the ship. So, wish.
Yes, thank you. I think our crew would appreciate that greatly. As I was telling the captain, everything turned so bad so quickly, and our crew did the best they could to fend off. Have you had experience with them before? Have they? I mean, you run a pretty tight island here.
With Inkskin, she has attacked once before. It has been many years. We have had other people try to attack, but none such as this. Seems like she was definitely prepared, and I think she realized that with you being in port, I would almost guess she is one that, when it comes to attacking other ships, she does not leave many people alive. But why she was not with the rest of her crew, I can only imagine she was actually after the lady.
Do we know why?
Well, whoever owns the rock, owns the shipping lane. Makes it easy, especially for someone like her, see a ship off in the distance. Go after them, plunder them, murder whoever they want. Put anyone else into slave labor that they want, sell off people, sell off goods. Multiple reasons, but I'm just glad that Lady Smithy is safe. She, unfortunately, I had 3 other guards up top. She was able to kill one of them, tossed him over the side. The other 3, does not look like she was able to kill them. Thankfully, they were just wounded and knocked unconscious, but this is one of the worst attacks, I would say, that we actually suffered here, ever. Since we have been here.
It sounds like...
I've been the lady. Yes.
She just sounds like another version of Harrigan. I thought he was the worst, and here we are with now this.
Oh, my dear, being out on the seas doing what you all do, you will find people just as bad or perhaps even worse. There's multiple things that live in the seas. So be the life of a pirate. I was a trader once before, and she is one of the bad ones, but fortunately we have her, and I know many of us here would not be sad at her passing. The captain is officially done talking with her.
If you've had experience with her before, what is her and her crew? What are their weak points, weak spots? What are they vulnerable to?
Well, I mean, most of them, as I know, are men, but as I said, it's been a few years. Who knows who she works with, works for? Be a number of people. Weaknesses. It's hard with her. She's currently missing an arm with a broken neck, and she had a sword slung through her back from Master Lockhart. And she still lives. He was able to do something to his sword as well. But we don't quite know. Could have been one of her multiple spells that she was able to do. She was a quite dangerous person. As I said, again, Captain talks to her. Just be close to her. Be ready to put a sword through her heart, chop off her head at any moment, because she has multiple tricks up her sleeve.
I see.
Gladly do it.
I would, seems like they're all talking over there. If you would like, I can lead all of you back upstairs. Master Eek is probably filling up his belly. I know flying could probably take a lot out of you. He did a lot of that. If you would like me to escort you upstairs to grab some food, if you want to call over to the captain, and sure Lady Smithy will meet all of you upstairs.
We would love that. We would also like to thank the raid that just came in. Ladies of D&D!
Ladies of D&D! What's up, my ladies? How's it going?
Yes.
Welcome to Voyage of the Siren Song. We're having some heartfelt moments here. With some pirates.
Yes. Hi, Allie. Hi, Jenna. Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you for the raid, ladies. Oh, and another small raid. They're coming out with another little raid as well, too. Thank you.
I think that's a mistake.
You get a raid. You get a raid.
As Royster starts making his way up, because I would say go grab the gentleman and just head upstairs.
Thank you. We
So
go up.
Vizara's heading upstairs. Yeah, I'll head up with her. But we are sending food to the crew, right? Like he said.
Yeah. He said he's gonna talk to his guards and everything, have them start taking the food. Just notices both of you behind and be like, do we want the three of them as well? Pointing to Bennett, Lockhart, and the captain as they're all sitting down on the beach.
Why don't we save a plate for them upstairs when they come up?
Cool.
I
Lead
think
you
maybe they don't
upstairs.
want to be bothered right now.
He leads you upstairs. You guys see Eek sitting there, just gorging himself on food and drink. He's kind of kicked back a little bit. Eek, give me some percentiles, please.
Uh-oh. Drunky.
Technically, is this poison related?
No. I mean, some people would probably think alcohol is poison.
71.
71. You have gone through 3/4 of a bottle of rum, Mr. Eek.
Whoa.
You are
That's where the
pretty
rum's
sloshy.
gone.
That's right. You guys walk up as
Why
Eek has
is the rum
his
always
feet
gone?
kicked up. Lady Smithy isn't anywhere in sight yet, but Eek is there.
Hey!
Eek?
How's everyone
Wow.
doing? There's
Glad you're
rum, there's
celebrating
food.
by yourself.
Are you okay?
I'm just waiting for you guys. Well, I might have started a little early, but we're alive. We have
Uh-huh.
a zombie lady. That's what I'm going to call her
Excuse
from
me?
now on because she had a sword in her back, her head twisted off, and her neck she should be dead and she's not. So yeah, we survived. How many did anyone on our ship die?
Oh.
Luckily, no.
Good.
Yes,
Glad to hear
very
it.
good.
I called dibs on the hammock tonight. I died. I got brought back. Oh, and before that, I got bitten by a poisonous snake that took away a lot. Holy shit, that hurt.
Oh
so
my
yeah, I called
god,
dibs on-
Azara, you better.
I called
I
dibs on the
can't do
hammock.
what he's asking me to do. He's already healed.
That's okay.
I think we need Sandara to check him out.
As the three of you are sitting there talking, we kind of pan out through one of the arrow slits back down to the beach with the captain and Lockhart and Bennett.
I think after Lockhart had some time to calm down, he take a deep breath and goes, "I'm sorry, Captain. I know Hotwall isn't my son, but he is a part of me, and I felt how scared he was when she did whatever she did. And I just feel that if anyone were to do that to Pupil, you would stop at nothing to make sure he's returned. And that's how I feel."
I understand, Knockout. I will speak with her. And I will also do some research and see if there's something that we can do, regardless of whether she proves helpful or not.
Thank you, Captain.
Captain, if you feel like your duties are needed elsewhere, go on ahead. I'll stay out here with him. We'll head in a little bit.
Thank you, Bennett. I'll stand up and decide maybe that patting Lockhart on the back isn't the best move right now. Nod and go into the tower.
There's actually a guard waiting for you, Captain. You actually notice a couple other guards getting in Lavinia's dream with food. You smell all this delicious food, some of it that you guys had been eating for dinner earlier that night. As the guard takes you up to the top floor, and we'll get into some more conversations in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick little break, friends. But we shall be back. It's going to be about 8.5 minutes, so everyone go grab a drink, use the loo, and come back and get ready to kick their feet up for a little bit more Voyage of the Siren song when we come back. We're back in like 10 minutes. You gotta hit the right thing. There we go. There it goes. Adam, hit it! Hit the thing! Hit the thing! Hit the thing!
Better give me all you've got, or I will gut you.
You're making a big mistake, pal.
Yeah, why's that?
Because I control the power of the universe.
If the atmosphere at your table is less than impressive,
That doesn't normally happen.
you may find it hard to create those magic moments your players crave. Lucky for you, Sirenscape is available for download on your mobile device.
Doctor!
Now that's impressive.
First time. Every time.
Go to Sirenscape.com today to download your free trial and get the right sound for your tabletop games. And don't forget to check out Sirenscape in action every Friday night on Dragons and Things. There are legends of a mighty forge where the greatest tabletop weapons are smithed by expert crafters from the finest of materials. Only the strongest of adventurers may wield such relics. Weapons and armor forged from the strongest metals. Mystic foci for the forces of fate, carved from the finest stones. And unique treasures that cannot be found anywhere else in the realms. But beware, the forces of evil may find dark and powerful relics of their own in the online armory. Arm yourself with these gaming relics and equipment to take your tabletop adventures to exciting new dimensions. Go to NorseFoundry.com now to arm yourself with the finest weapons in the realms.
Great and mighty Dark One, hear my summons. Bring plague and misery unto this wretched world, and be born again in the blood of this unworthy servant.
What are you guys doing in here?
Huh? Nothing.
I thought you said no one was at home.
Nobody's supposed to be home. When do you get out of here?
No. Why are you wearing dresses?
This is not
There's a pentagon on the wall.
That's a pentagram.
That's a pentagon.
It's a pentagram.
Gone.
Pentagram.
Gone. It's a pentagon that has to have a star to be a pentagram. Are you guys forming a cult?
We are summoning a god of pain and destruction to rain misery on my stupid stepdad for being a total boner.
Sick.
And Kyle Bates, because he ruined the next season of Game of Thrones for me when I specifically told him I hadn't read the books.
Douche.
Is there gonna be a human sacrifice?
Yes.
No. What?
Whatever. I'm in.
You can't
No.
just be in. Like, there's a whole process.
Let me in your cult, or I'm gonna tell Leonard about the time I caught you trying on my bras in my room.
What?
What?
No.
That's not how you do
no.
that, is it? Let me in your cult, or I'll tell Mom that you used her candles for a satanic ritual.
No. Go back to the part about him
No,
trying
that
to
didn't
bras.
happen.
In season 4 of Game of Thrones, Tyrion, and
You can be in the cult.
What?
Thank
No,
you.
she cannot be in the cult.
Definitely in the cult now. Thank you.
Gonna put up with this?
I do have a knife in my hand.
She does have a knife. It's a good point.
Okay, God. Everyone gather. You're gonna cut your hand and give an incantation to the dark void.
Oh, dark monster thing. Bring sadness. You know what? This is dumb. Can we get to the part with the human sacrifice?
There's no human sacrifice.
Dude.
What? You have to have like a fatted calf.
Yes. No.
Or a unicorn.
Why are you agreeing with her?
Or a virgin.
Absolutely.
We could use Leonard.
No, you can't use me. Guys, I'm totally not a virgin, all right?
not a virgin.
I've done the sex.
Describe it in detail.
There's two of
Step
us.
one.
Step one, man loves a woman. And
I'll take that. And plus, this one was trying to browse in my room. Pretty sure still a virgin.
We could kill Alan.
And we can kill Alan.
Kill Alan!
No, we're not killing anybody. Cut your hand, put blood in the bowl. No more fun.
Wait. Did one of you already use this?
No.
Because I would bet money that one of you is a leper.
This is why I didn't want her to be in the cult.
I didn't want her in the cult.
I don't want you in the cult.
It's not your cult.
It is now.
You know what? Fine. I don't want to do this anymore. There is no cult. No cult.
Leonard? You're a nightmare.
I'm a hero. I just saved the entire world from your evil cult.
What? Okay, good.
My dad needs his bowl. No cult.
Be done. Leonard!
Excuse me.
You're a nightmare.
I'm a nightmare? I just saved the world from your evil cult. Get out of here. Get out of here.
My dad needs his bowl and his letter opener. I'm gonna get that back.
I'll get it to you. I'll see you later. Tuesday. Yeah, white
Your
stuff.
friend sucks.
Are you okay?
I'm so sorry about the
Are you
wax.
all right?
Fine.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Every day, millions of people face heartbreak in the form of a silent killer. I'm talking about character death. I'm talking about malicious dice. Failed saving throws, critical misses, failed skill checks. Malicious dice can strike any character at any time, and the results are devastating.
I only got to play Celestia for one session. I kept failing. Roll after roll after roll. And then I got eaten by an aberration in the dark. I couldn't roll anything above a 5. The dice just...
Diana's tragic story is far from unique. The time to do something about malicious dice is now. And Tabletop Loot knows how to help. They're providing quality, affordable dice jails and shipping them to players in need across the nation. Go to tabletoploot.com today and order a dice jail for yourself and anyone you feel may be threatened by malicious dice. These safe, secure, and humane facilities will keep your tabletop safe from the kind of dice that don't care who they hurt. But it's not about giving up on your dice. Rehabilitation is possible for many of these viciously low rollers, thanks to Dice Jail's tabletop reintegration plans. It's time to stand up for our characters.
It's time to put malicious dice where they belong.
What did I tell you? No, you got the timer off too. Oh my goodness! Hello, friends, and welcome back. I'm your GM 1-2 Captain Adam Conn. I'm just yelling at another Adam, not the Adam Rady, but my other persona's in there. And he's messing up buttons and everything. But yes, welcome back. We had a nice break. Hope everybody was fun. Let's bring our crew back on it as well. Hello, crew. We have everyone all but Aradia. Aradia is currently feeding their puppy dog. It's fine. Okay. Totally fine. But yes, welcome back, friends. Everybody have a nice break. A lot of drama.
I guess I'm still dealing with stuff emotionally.
Hey, well, you know what? This is the place to deal with it, because this is where it lives right now. This
is the best therapy session.
Yeah. So before break,
deal with your combat and therapy.
That's right. So right before break, all of you guys, Captain Bennett or Lockhart and Bennett, remaining down on the beach for now. Everybody else found their way up to the top floor, back to where you were actually talking with the Lady of Rock before, indulging in some food. And we'll actually pick right back up there. We actually see we hear the clunking of some glasses as our camera kind of pans up, and we see Lady Smithy standing there with a drink. Looks over at you, Captain. She goes, "Captain, glad that you were able to come back. Please, I know Royster seemed a little harsh on you, but I'm very thankful that you all came back and what you did. Saving him for sure, and Isabella, it's evil. Not going to say that word. Definitely not going to say that word. But yes, once you're ready, we can take you all downstairs and we can speak with her."
Lady Smithy, I must apologize that we were not able to apprehend the ship in time. Flair summoned us back to the tower, but it had been my hope to deal with this problem once and for all.
Well, it's all right. There have been multiple ships that have tried to attack the tower and failed and run off, and I'm sure hopefully we'll be able to find it, and perhaps maybe if we speak with Inkskin, she'll give us any information that we need. Hope.
This Inkskin is the mage that Mr. Eek and I brought down from the top of your tower?
Yes. She is. I do believe she's a sorcerer. Very strong magics. But Master Eek, would you like? We should probably bring Master Eek some water as well too. Thank you.
That's okay. I'm rehydrating myself with alcohol. Yeah.
Good plan. Good man. Yes, she is.
It's the spot every time.
She is a sorcerer, and those tattoos of hers are quite dangerous. I'm quite shocked, honestly, that Master Eek actually survived it. I've known people that have tried to lay their hands upon her, and her spells have taken over and basically been murdered by tattoos, believe it or not. She's in our custody, and whenever you're ready, Captain, we will take you down and talk to her.
Yes, of course. You said she is Captain Isabella Inkskin?
Isabella Inkskin Locke.
And what ship does she captain?
She calls it the Thresher.
Do you know anything of this Thresher?
I do know that they've got a couple ballistas, I think, on it. Her first mate, Knuckles Grip, is a man that likes to fight hand and fists. Very, very strong man. Her men and ladies that she employs are very loyal to her. I would have thought. There were always whispers, though, of Knuckles. First sign of trouble would retreat like a coward, so that's probably why they all took off. Other than that, I know that she goes around if she comes across. I would probably say that you all should feel very lucky that she didn't come across you while you're out on the water, or else a very good chance she probably would have not been more successful than she actually was. I would probably say. Because those that were trying to break into the tower would have joined the fray as well. And thankfully, myself and my guards, unfortunately, we locked you outside. I'm very sorry for that, but I couldn't allow them to come inside here. You taking off, you had to take care of your crew, and I understand that, Captain.
I quite understand, my lady. What do you intend to do with Captain Inkskin?
Well, as soon as you're done talking to her, I'd leave it up to you. You all want to cut her throat, be my guests. Having somebody like her out of the oceans for good, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Very well, I guess I should speak with Captain Isabella then.
Yes, I would, she looks over at you, Azara, and be like, Lady Azara, I'd suggest at least you go down with him as well. Just don't want her words messing with his ears at all. Who knows what she could actually try to pull.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Royster, you
Yes, lady.
Royster, will you take them down to where you're holding her? Yes, my lady. There's Royster motions for the door.
Can I come along as well?
Too. Yeah.
Radio as well? Yeah. Perfect. Totally fine. Yeah, you guys end up. He takes you down a couple floors from where you guys were before. Into this door, and it looks like a holding cell, and you see this woman like leaning up against the back of this cell. Her arm, or where her wound was, is bandaged up some, not nicely, but it's definitely stained with blood. You see this, like, what looks almost like this bump protruding from her neck, is like every time she kind of moves to the side, you just kind of hear like a pop.
Oh.
And then she's
the
also
bone on her neck?
Yeah, the bone on her neck, it just like the collarbone just kind of pops every time. And then as she's just kind of sitting there with her other hand is actually chained to the wall, but she's leaning up just enough to where she's got her hand like on her chest, where you can see like her skin has been ripped open. And Captain, you remember Lockhart saying that he speared her with a heart wall in it. She's just sitting there breathing.
As soon as we get in 30 feet of her, I'd like to cast Evil Eye on Miss Inkskin.
Yeah. Sure. And you can tell reason why now actually seeing her, why they call her Inkskin, is she's not wearing a lot of clothes. She's got like just like a ripped up tube top. She's got some like bracers on. She's got like a skirt. She's lot of cleavage, a lot of skin showing, and the majority of that skin is covered in tattoos as well. That's a fail. This
for the will save?
It was an 18 on the die. On the die.
So it lasts 10 rounds.
So with a pass on, that was an 18 on the die, so that's a 20.
Oh.
Yeah, 28.
You were successful. Yes. So it's just successful. 1 round.
1 round.
Just 1 round of Evil Eye.
She kind of looks up and kind of catches that, and she kind of winces at you just a little bit.
He's gonna squint back at her.
What's a 3v want?
I'm just merely a guard. Captain Chice is right here. My lady.
Well, good. How's your crew feeling? How are my boys able to knock off any of yours?
I believe our list of casualties stands at 1 missing hand, unfortunately. But thank you for the inquiry.
That's not funny.
I hear you laughing over there. Don't laugh.
I know. Sorry.
It's a shame I had every opportunity to. Well, I definitely have to say I did shove my sword into one of the bastards up on top of the tower's throats and threw him off the side, so it's at least one for me. Fortunately, did the old man, did he finally die? Did he fall against the rocks below? Saw him falling. I saw the little green man try to save him. Him, his bastard bones. Like coughs up and a little bit of blood comes out of him now.
I am actually quite healthy, but thank you for the inquiry yet again. Very polite conversation. I suppose I should introduce myself. I am Captain Scheiss Heisenberg, and I am told that you are Captain Isabella.
Might as well say the entire name. Yes, Isabella Inkskinlock. Shits. Fuck, long name. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Maybe. Whispers around. And doesn't much matter to me. I don't really much care anyway. I'm glad you came back, Captain, and actually had a message for you.
Message, you say?
Yeah. From I'm sure you've probably heard of them. They're an underground or an underwater race called the Suwalk.
We have had some encounters with the Suwalgan, yes.
Recently, it seems that there was a ship that they had actually attacked, and that your crew attacked them, and they killed one very particular Suwalgan on that ship. He was wearing a necklace of sorts. It was very shiny. Deep platinum is what we all call it. Do you recall that happening, Captain?
It seems to ring some bells.
Oh. Seems that you and your crew, like mercenaries, you killed the chieftain's son. Of a Suwalgan colony that's actually somewhat close by. The chief actually got in touch with me, sent me here. Actually, you all were the target, believe it or not. Lady of the Rock was just going to be an extra bit. But, yeah, almost got you bastards.
Well, seems like perhaps you chewed off more than you could bite.
You're a funny old man, aren't you? How's your little green man doing, by the way? Did he die at all?
Well, I believe quite a few of his brain cells are on the way out, but apart from that, he seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, thanks to him, I almost died on the beach, but it seems like he got a little handsy with me, and one of my spells went off, and was able to suck the life force. Too bad I didn't suck any more out of him. Would have been nice to at least get one kill on my belt.
I think there's no need to let this conversation devolve into, speaking of sucking Mr. Eek, why don't you finish relaying the rest of your message?
Oh, that was mostly so the chief didn't want me to let you know that, especially if I failed, he's going to come after you. The majority of his colony, he's going to rip you all to shreds. I made a good deal with him not too long ago. Quite good deal making with Suwalgans. They're quite evil creatures, and once you get them on your side, it's good to have some of them at your back. Unfortunately, I didn't have any with me tonight, or else we probably would have fought each other, but I got lucky, I have to say. I almost had you, I figured, I was hoping I would be able to have told you as I was shoving my sword in your throat, a message from the chieftain, but obviously it didn't work out that way. I don't have much time left either. Do tell me, Captain, is my ship still out in the bay, or did that asshole take off with it?
I believe it is departed.
course he would. Of course he would. Well, coward, do me a favor. I mean, it doesn't have to be for me, but if you find him, kill that fat bastard. The first mate of mine. He's nothing but a coward. Figured he would have enjoyed getting himself into a little bit of a ramble last night. Ran away.
I will do a favor for you if you would do a favor for me. Does this sound like a fair trade?
Well, how much more time to live, Captain? What do you want?
It seems that the sword that was used to pierce your back had a magical entity in it that has disappeared. Would you return that or tell me how I might?
She looks down at the palm of her hand. She looks at you. She goes, "You want it back?" And she reaches up, and you actually see a tattoo on her hand of a glowing sword. She says, "All you have to do, touch my hands. You can have it back."
It's the sword.
Well, in an entity inside like that, it's actually what's kind of keeping me from succumbing to the rest of my wounds right now, and that bit of life force that the little green man gave me too. Yeah, if you want it back, I mean, unless you don't, all I have to do is just expel it from my hand, and it's gone forever.
If you expel it from your hands, it is gone forever?
Yeah, my life force is tied with it right now. What do you say?
I think we will bring the sword up and return it to whence it belongs.
No, if you take it now, you don't take it at all, Pet. That's what I'm saying.
I see.
Choice is yours.
All we have to do is touch it?
What are you gonna do, love? You've never touched another woman before.
I have. I just don't want to touch you.
Azara?
I will reach out with prehensile hair and touch the tip of my prehensile hair on her palm.
Can't reach her. She's farther than 10 feet away from you.
She's behind a bar or what?
No, she's in a holding cell. She's up against the far wall. But she's
is there
farther
a
than
bar
what
between
her-
us and them?
Yeah, there's bars there.
And is she, like, if I get within range, is there still a bar between us?
Yeah, she's sitting on the far back of the cell, and she's farther than 10 feet away.
Even if I get to the bar?
Yeah, you get to the bar.
Then how would the captain
Well-
reach her if she's sitting 10 feet away?
You can still talk to her.
No, but I mean to touch her hand, she'd have to get up or we'd have to get close, right?
Yeah.
So how do we do that if she's not going to come closer?
Yes, she's just gonna have to
offering
come
it.
inside. Yeah. You want it or not?
Yes.
Captain, what
I
were you
think
saying?
we will reacquire what is ours. Zara?
Do you want me to go in?
I believe that we should take back what belongs to Lockhart.
Are you talking in your regular voice? Your elf voice?
No. Yeah.
Oh. I kind of heard, but I wasn't sure. All right, I'll start to enter the cell.
Royster actually comes in here. You're going to go in there with her.
I
Since you
need what was ours.
right to the moon lady. Could very well be a trap. And as she's sitting there, she goes, "You know what? You ain't got much time left. Come and get it. Come and get it." Mr. walks over, unlocks the door, and cracks it for you.
All right.
Adam, do you want to mute yourself when you're not talking?
Yeah,
just
you're.
to cut it off?
Azara, keep your blade handy so that we can retrieve what belongs to Mr. Lockhart.
You want me to slit her throat, or you want me to put it into my blade?
No, I mean we should cut her hand off.
No, put it in the blade.
All right, I will walk forward, and I guess I will cast, as I'm talking to her, I'll cast my final spell of the day, probably. And I will try to cast Hypnotism.
Is that a save on my end?
Yeah, it's a will save.
Oh, fuck with her and will saves, yeah. She looks at you like she's kind of looking at you, and she goes, "Oh, that's how we're gonna play." And you see her open her mouth, and she chomps down. As she does, she kind of looks at you, and be like, "Listen now," and she slowly starts to shake, and foam starts to come out of her mouth.
I'm gonna slice her hand off. I slice her hand off. If that thing is glowing in there, I slice her hand off.
You're walking in there to slice her hand off?
Yes.
You go up, you slice her hand off. As the hand goes flying through the air, you see her start to lay back as she starts to foam more. You see the tattoo start, the glow of it actually starts to, like, not be as bright as you see her hand go flying through the air. What do you do?
Mage hand it towards the outside of the cell.
Grab it towards you as her body is slowly starting to spasm. Her eyes start to flash. The tattoo itself is starting to fade. What do you do?
I touch the hand. Once it's out of the cell, I run out the cell, slam the door, and I touch the hand.
Touch the hand. As you do, you feel this almost like fire burn into your hand as you look down, and now you have a tattoo of a sword upon your hand that is glowing blue. As you look back into her, she's laying there. She's dead.
Is she dead?
Yes. Foam gathered up around her chest as she's just laying there, eyes completely just vacant. She's dead.
I go in and I shove my sword as hard as I can into her throat, just to make sure she's dead.
Into her throat, you do that, and you just hear her popping as like you just like break like some of the neck muscle even more. She just lays there.
I will turn to the guard and say, I would recommend burning the body without touching it, just to be safe.
Yes. Monsieur looks down at you. She's finally gone. And haunted bitch she was. Yes. You all stand scared.
Did we get what we came for, Azara?
Is it there?
It's there. It's glowing.
Yes.
I believe so.
I'm not quite sure what to do from now, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Can she hear her?
Azara, say it. Just talk to it. See if. Oh wait, do we know? Do we at this point we know that Lockhart talks to a sword, right?
Yes, I feel like the amount of time we have spent.
We
with
do,
each other.
but we've never heard the voice, so we don't know if, like, to me, I don't know if
That's
it
true.
had been real.
That's true. All of you guys could think I was
talk
crazy
to the
this
hand.
whole time.
Can you hear me?
Talk to your hand. To just kind of, you know how Lockhart does this? Just do what he does and see if the sword responds.
Lockhart. Hot wall?
No, Lockhart's sword.
Sorry. Lockhart? Sword? Hot wall? I was trying to create his voice. He always, you know...
Oh yeah, like a
clears his
deeper, like a
throat.
guttural, like... Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Yeah,
Sword.
no, that's good. From the gut.
Sword.
Hot wall?
Sword. You're
Are
tired.
you alright?
I don't know. I don't know where am I?
You're in my hand at the moment.
No. No, I can't be in your hand. You're not holding me.
What do you mean I'm not holding you?
You're not holding me. I'm a sword. I'm not in your hand.
Oh shoot! Is it? I pull out my sword. Are you in here?
No. What? No. What? Why are you holding another sword? Wait.
What?
Am I in your hand?
Oh shit. Yes, you're in my hand. I guess my hand talks to me now.
How do I not be inside your hand? It seems like an invasion of privacy. I'm sorry.
Zara, what's he saying? Is it talking to you?
We have an issue here.
What's the
Hot
issue? It's
wall's
not
in my
talking to you.
hand, and do you see everything that I see?
Yeah. I mean, you have a
Great.
magical hand now, apparently.
How the hell am I going to use the bathroom now? Guess with my left hand, because you're not allowed to look. Here's Hot Wall.
You guys just see a glowing tattoo on the palm of her hand.
I'm gonna lean in,
Where?
kind of a little close to her hand. Hello, Art Wall. I'm Aradia.
And I know who the fuck she is. Why is she waving at me like that?
He says he knows who you. He says he knows who you are. Be nice to her.
I mean, you have to remember, I'm a little bit of Lockhart too, so he's not the nicest person, and I'm not. I feel naked. Am I naked? I feel very naked right now. Are you naked?
No,
I'm very
I'm not
confused.
naked. No, can we get out of
I know
this
Lockhart
cell?
would want you to be naked.
Excuse you, Lockhart. I mean, Hot Wall. That is rude.
No, Hot Wall. No, it's truthful. That's all I'm saying.
Great. My hand wants
Oh,
me to
you're-
be naked. This is just lovely.
I asked you if you were
It's
naked.
naked, actually, unless you wear a glove. Our hands are always naked.
Well, accurate. I'm very
Zara,
confused,
perhaps
but
you
you.
should return to Lockhart. I don't know how much productive conversation will be had with your tattoo.
Okay, I agree. I'm gonna look back over at Isabella. Did they leave anything on her, or did they strip her down of any weapons or anything?
Stripped her down. Stripped her down of everything.
Hot Wall, let's take you to Lockhart.
Yeah, her hands are very soft and warm.
We're going. Can we go, please, everyone?
I meant that as a compliment.
Yes, thank you. Can we go?
Well, also rugged at the same time.
Oh my! Shh. Can we go?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we going? We're going to Lockhart?
This is not great.
Let's go find Lockhart.
As you talk about Lockhart and Bennett, you guys have been sitting down on the beach for a while. Make your way up. You guys staying down there? You guys have. I would probably say you guys have noticed that the guards and everything have been ushering food across to the Siren song, and you just hear Albert going, "Oh, lamb! I haven't had lamb in forever. This is delicious."
Oh.
Bennett is not going to be really saying anything. He doesn't really, words don't always do much. I mean, they do, but in this instance, he's just going to be sitting there with Lockhart. until Lockhart is ready to move if he's going to, but
We're being raided by Whiskey and Waffles!
Whiskey and Waffles, Jeremy! What's up, Whiskey and Waffles?
Welcome!
Welcome to the Voyage, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, 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 hello. Excellent. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Welcome, friends. Yes, we're trying to get a magical tattoo of a sword put back into a sword of the magic after killing this woman that they like murdered to pieces and stuff.
I mean, she was a bad lady. You're taking a whole section.
I was giving them a quick description of a lady, a bad lady. It's all good. Okay, what are you guys doing?
Going.
I think.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think Lockhart, kind of looking off for a while, kind of stand up and brush everything off. He's still looking forward, but he'll go. Thank you, Bennett, for being here.
for sure. I've been there before, and I know it's not fun. And I didn't exactly have anybody with me at the time to help. Not saying that would have changed everything, but it would have been nice.
He like kind of nods and he's, yeah, it's hard when you lose pieces of yourself because you really don't know how many are even left. And I think you guys fill up at least one of those pieces to me. Hey, Bennett. And he like looks down at you and he's like, "Will you train with me?"
Well, speaking as one, I feel like I could use some training. I don't always perform at how I wish I could, but yeah, I'll do that.
And you see him, he goes, "Well, let's do this, Master at Arms." And he like brings his arm down to pick you up from the ground, like forearm grab to pick you up.
And I will return and clap the arm and stand up. Anytime.
It's like, good.
As you stand there, Bennett, you realize you're almost the same size as Lockhart, since one of the tips of his horns is broken. The other one breaks. You guys are going to be the same size.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I do notice.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
No perception check needed.
No, yeah. I think like as we're walking, he's like, "Hey, did you see my horn on the ship?"
That was before I made a good perception, so probably not.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But I can keep an eye out. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's walking a little bit taller. Still kind of feels out of it, but he's glad he was able to have that moment.
As that moment we kind of follow up, almost a bird's eye view as we cut into one of the arrow slits, watching Eve and Lady Smithy sitting there just drinking orange. She's like, you know what? I almost went outside and I was gonna kill those bastards, and you know what? You all came along and you blew them up and you cut them down, and you know what? You should be proud of yourself. But you could be destruction, little green man. You got good bombs, but they go boom big. Boom big.
Oh, this is only just the beginning. I plan to do so much more stuff. I mean, I can't wait until I can make the ship into this to this destruction thing of doom bringing doom. And everyone, while we're on the head of the ship, we just say, doom,
to doom bringing doom, doom bringing doom.
The doom ship. Wait. I'm wondering. Hold on a sec. Yeah. Okay. This is what I want to do. Do you think that they've interrogated Tattoo Girl?
Oh God, I hope they killed her. You know what, Master Eek?
Hey,
why don't we go and find out if they talk to her or not? What say you?
While he's like gesturing, and he's like, "Come here!" And while he's walking down, he's going to be mixing stuff into a vial, and he's starting to swirl it around, looking at it, and just starting to mix while he's going down to.
Wait! You need better light. You need better light. Hold on. I want to. Have you seen these candelabras? I really like these. These are incredibly beautiful. I wish I had more of them. I really wish I did. I could have like a whole.
So many.
I know. I have a lot of huge shit. And she reaches down and picks up your goggles. But you need to watch where you're walking. See, I have a bit of light for us now. Royster! Royster! Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to sleep after this one. As Royster, you have I don't have a magical hammock. Where'd you get a magical hammock from?
It's like one night's sleep gives you like a whole day of sleep.
I'll give you 20 gold for that. Can I have it? Oh, you know.
Go fuck that. Fuck you, 20 gold. That thing, I'm using that thing.
You know what, Master Eek, you are a silly little fellow. You are quite silly when you are. Let's go find it. Talk to Tattoo Lady. And Royster steps. He's like, "Lady, what is going on? You two are being incredibly loud right now." "Oh, stop it, Royster. We were just having some drinks while you all decided you wanted to talk to the bitch. Is she dead?" "Oh, yes, my lady, she's dead." "Good. Fuck her.
Let's burn
her." Care.
Eek's gonna start attempts to run down the stairs.
No, Eek, we'll burn her in the morning. We've been drinking way too much with fire right now. So, good. I'm glad that happened. Royster, make sure that you... I'm quite tired. I'm going to retire for the evening. Take Master Eek. Let them know if anyone else wants food. They're more welcome to grab food upstairs. They can go back to his ship. And we can talk more in the morning. It has been a night. Oh, Captain, you're all actually here. Hello. Did you get out of her what she needed?
Yes, I believe we did. But perhaps it is best if we spoke in the morning. I must speak to Mr. Lockhart about it.
Oh, it's fine. You all have a lovely evening. She puts out her hand, grabs your hand. I'd feel very pretty if you kissed my hand, please, Captain.
Of course, I do this.
I've not had somebody do that to me in a long time. And how about you, Mrs. Zara? I'll take a kiss from the lady as well, too, please.
My lady.
You have very soft lips. You have soft hands, too. She says you have soft lips. I think you have soft hands. Oh, goodness. And you too, Miss...
Captain.
Oh.
Yes, Eek, I think perhaps you should get some sleep.
As Eek does that, she looks over at him. She licks her fingers and just smacks Eek's lips with her fingers and pulls them away.
Oh, Captain! Captain, oh my gosh, you tease. All right, fine. I get to sleep in the hammock tonight. And Eek just takes one step and goes poof, flat on the hip, face first on the ground.
on the stairwell. And Miss Seradia, you yourself have a lovely evening. Royce, please make sure that they're comfortable. I'm going to retire. Captain, thank you. We'll talk more in the morning.
Very well, your lady.
She takes off, and Royster looks down and goes, Would you want me to carry him downstairs for you, Captain? You can put him on your ship.
Yes. I think if you can meet one of my men at the shore, they will return him.
Reaches down.
I think.
Grabs Master Cup and lowers him down. As all of you are like reaching down at the final flight of steps, Lockhart and Bennett are actually walking in to the first floor of the tower. What's running to him?
Lockhart. I believe that we have at least partially solved your problem. Heartfall is not lost. And I'll gesture at Azara. But you must talk to the hand, because the face does not listen.
I was hoping something like that would happen. Yes.
I was waiting for a good moment to say something. But
Lockhart. She opens up her hand, and you actually see like this tattoo of a sword glowing, like this blue glow. And it's just
spellcraft, or can I do anything to see if I know what that is?
I mean, sure, if you want to try, but I mean, it looks like a tattoo of Heartwall on Azara's hand, and it's glowing.
It's a 21, so yes, that is what I included. It's like
yeah. I mean, you can definitely tell from kind of hearing about Inkskin, like like her tattoos, she's able to like put magic into her tattoos. So I mean, somehow she was able to just take his essence out, and she kept it with her.
And
Lockhart, hand me your sword.
Can you hear him? Can you tell him
Yes.
I'm here?
He
And
knows he can see you.
Shaking his heart, like grabs her hand. He's like, "Oh, well, I'm here."
It's okay. Tell him it's all right. I mean, it's okay.
Oh, it was my
He
fault.
said he's
I
all
shouldn't have-
right. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I put you in her bag. I should have known. It was my fault. I'm so sorry.
Tell him not to cry. He's gonna make me.
Oh boy, now you're both crying. All right, all right, okay.
It's all right.
I understand there's a meeting going on. It's okay. He's telling me to tell you it's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
All right.
Hand me your sword.
And he's gonna hand you the sword.
And I'm gonna put my hand on the blade.
Put your hand on the blade. And you notice the light of the tattoo starts just like shining a little bit. And then you hear in your head Azara be like, I can't feel him. Where is he? Where is Lockhart at?
Do you feel the sword? Heartwall.
Yeah, I feel that, but I don't feel him.
Okay.
Is he alright?
One second. No, he's here. Hold on.
Azara,
Did he not go in this? Yes?
Is it not working?
Oh, I don't know. I put my hand on Lockhart's cheek and see if he can feel Heartwall.
It is transferred with violence before. Try slapping him.
Going to slap him?
Yes.
1 second.
It transferred when he stabbed her. It transferred when we cut off a hand. Try slapping Lockhart. Maybe it'll work.
The captain has a good point. Just try it.
Oh no! I'm gonna cut my hand on Lockhart real quick just to see if it works.
Well, I feel him, but I can't go into Lockhart. I need to go back into the sword. I think.
Okay. Well, then how about the hilt of this sword? So I go to the hilt.
Hold on to it, like you
take my hand and wrap it around her hand while she holds the hilt.
And as you do that blue glow like expands and like fills the entire space. And Lockhart, as you feel this warmth like start to course through your body, like up your arm, across your chest, your tattoos on your chest start to glow. And Azar, you can feel this warmth like start to leave your hand at that same time. And Lockhart, as you're standing there, you see the blade of the black blade of your sword start to glow blue. And then, ever so slightly, you feel something on the top of your head. You hear this, like, kind of like reach up, and like you notice that like your horn is starting to grow back. and then you just hear in your head, you're like, "Look, is it you? Lockhart? It's you?
It's
I don't ever want to do that again. That was not fun. It's all right. I'm here. I'm here. Don't be upset. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry, Well, I knew how scared you were. I felt it. It was my fault. I got cocky, and I thought I was stronger than her.
Oh, no. You didn't lose me. I was scared that I was losing you. I couldn't feel you. But Azara took care of me. Her hands are really soft. She has a soft heart.
Yeah, her head's
Fine.
soft. He says that in his head, not his head.
I figure this conversation's going in your head anyway.
Lockhart's gonna look at Azara and like just like immediately like bear hug and pick her up. And be like,
Squeeze it doubly tight for me.
and he's gonna whisper. He's like, "I owe you more than you could ever know. You
don't
and
owe
the
me
captain."
anything. It's all right. But the captain does want me to owe you something. And she kind of just slaps him across the face.
She saved it, yay!
And as she does that, you feel the warmth start to leave your body, Lockhart, as it transfers back over into her hand.
My horn like brittles and cracks.
It's not like a big slap. It's just like a playful like boom, like a slap. Yeah. I cut off her hand. So that's how we got the tattoo back. Hot wall back.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of like, not really like shoulder check Lockhart, but kind of just like nudge him. It's like, see, I told you they'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Did you have doubt?
I don't think it was doubt as much as he was just concerned about where Hartwell was.
I understand. He's got a mind of his own, that one.
Lockhart's gonna like laugh and then kind of get beady eyes. He goes, he didn't say anything, did he? It was
Oh, yes, we had a lot to say. He had a lot to say. Now I know all your thoughts. He told me every single secret of yours. Shall we discuss this over dinner? I'm quite hungry. What about the rest of you?
Did she just ask you out on a date, Lockhart? And then he goes, presses back.
Yeah.
What? I didn't hear that.
Eek wakes up for a second and says, Did she just ask you out on a date? And he passes back out again.
I did not.
Over dinner.
That's what I heard. She said talking about it over dinner.
same
So
here.
All
if we need
of
some alone
us.
time, I'm sure Captain Aradia and I can eat in another chamber.
No, we're all going to sit down as a family because I love you all very much, and I'm glad you're all alive.
Please,
We're
I
going
insist.
No,
Well,
Bennett.
It will have to be without Mr. Eek. He has been sent back to the ship. He was very much in his cups.
His cups. Oh, drinking?
Yes.
Mm.
I
Enough?
am a little bit hungry.
Well, let's go eat.
Yeah.
Yes, to the dining hall.
Yes,
I'm
you're
gonna.
all still hungry.
Can I do one thing real fast?
Yes, of course.
So I'm gonna have Azara hold back a little bit until everyone leaves, and really like nervously, he's like, I don't know when the best time was to give you this, but I got it. I got it from the island. Can you close your eyes and hold out your hand?
If you're giving me back Hot Wall, I don't want him.
No. And he clips a bracelet with like it was like sea it was like this teal glasswork and gemstones from the sea that I ended up buying from the blacksmith. So there's like a cascading wave that the glasswork makes into. Like yeah.
Why are you giving me this?
Well, I saw it on the island and thought it would look good on you. And I didn't know when to give it, and now felt like a good time.
It's very sweet of you, Lockhart. Thank you. It's gorgeous.
And as you both actually look down at her hand, you notice that tattoo is still there.
Mm-hmm. It's still there?
Oh my goodness.
Hotlaw?
Why is she talking in her hand and not in her hand anymore?
Yeah, he says he's not in your hand anymore, so I think you just have a new tattoo. If we find another like smart sword, you can take it. Oh, that'd be so cool.
What do you mean, smart sword? I'm quite confused.
I mean, if you find another magical sword that has a being inside of it, maybe you get your own.
Really?
You
That's
still
cute.
have
We'd
the
have
tattoo.
matching swords.
As you make that joke, Captain, and the rest of you are heading upstairs, you actually hear a voice echoing through the middle of the tower. Captain, you're going to want to see this.
Oh God!
As Lady Smithy, she runs out into the stairwell. She's like, Captain, this could be something quite impressive. Where did you all go? Hello? Where did everyone go? Captain, Charles Heisenberg, where are you?
Yes, my lady, I'm right here.
Come here. You need. Look. She's definitely dead. I couldn't help but go. I might have kicked her corpse a few times and she slumped over. And there's something I think all of you need to see. You should get your crew and meet me next to her corpse.
What?
Very well.
This is a weird request.
All right, lead the way.
I guess we all go.
Where are where's Lockhart? Where's the big tall one and the pretty lady? Where are the two of them at?
I'll message them to tell them to meet me at the cells. Zara knows how to get there. En route, your ladyship.
As you all make your way, Lady Smithy, she walks into the cell of the slumped over body of of Isabella. You notice that there's more blood splatter on the wall, and you guys kind of look down, and like Lady Smithy's foot is like covered in blood as well too.
Right.
It seems like there might be a little bit of like smushed brain matter as well too, but like her head seems a little decimated. But she actually, Isabella is laying now currently on her stomach, and she goes, Captain, do you have any idea what this is? As she points to a tattoo on her back. And what you see on her back, Captain, it looks like a small map of some islands. A stylized half-sun sits to the right side of these islands, while simple images of a monstrous eye in the face of an aged, bearded king are on the left. Beneath the map are 5 lines of a crude verse that say, from blues, full bites, embrace. Spy the grave lady's prized tooth. With the dawn flower's first kiss, climb the captain's wayward orb to claim old king's hoard. And she looks at you and says, Captain, I do believe that this is a treasure map to find Cypress Wolf's treasure in Manchester Cove. It could be a great treasure, Captain. And we'll find out how we get to Manchester Cove next time on our season finale of Voyage of the Siren Song next week, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I know we started a little bit late, went a little bit over, not as crazy as last night. I want to make up for a little bit of time with it. But guys, we had a massive battle last week. We got to dive into some of these characters tonight and everything. Great stuff with all of you guys. I'm so glad we get to tell this story to you guys. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'll throw it around to everybody. Just tell them who you are, where they can find you on socials and everything, and get on out of here. Captain, always throwing it to you. Wrong way. You.
Hi, I'm Philip Rossi, and I play Captain Scheiss Heisenberg. You can find me at Philip J. Rossi on the socials. Let's check it all the way down to my main man, Dustin Zaney. Dustin.
Hey everyone, I'm Dustin Zaney. I play Eek, the Hobgoblin Alchemist. You can find me on pretty much all of the socials at Darth Zaney. That's Darth Zany. I stream here on Twitch every now and again at twitch.tv/Darth Zaney. I also have a YouTube channel with my beautiful wife, Wendy Lee Zaney, and the Movie Couple channel at YouTube. Speaking of my beautiful wife, I'm going to throw it over to you, my love.
Catch. Oh, wait, wrong side. Catch. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's because it's mirrored and I haven't figured it out. I'm Wendy Lee Zaney, playing Aradia the Witch. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at just my name, Wendy Lee Zaney. Right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wendy Lee Zaney. Right now, gathering the courage to pick up Little Nightmares 2 again. That game creeps me the hell out, but I want to keep playing. So if you want to watch me scream and squirm, come by, give the channel a follow, watch me get scared and play video games. Tossing it over to now almost two horns again. Lockhart.
Yeah. Hi, I am James Chu. I play Lockhart, the Redskin Raven, the devil who cries a lot. And I totally forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. Check me next week. I'm emotionally drained from this episode. I love you all. That's it for me. Brent, you do your thing.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Brent Horst playing Bennett Ishmael, the human fighter. Yeah, if you don't be too concerned about keeping track of my Instagram account, don't worry about getting lost in all the feeds. It hasn't changed, so if you want to check it out, go for it. And yes, I'll be here next week for the finale. Looking forward to it. And toss it over to Diana.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Hi, my lovely friends. I'm Diana Restrepo. You can find me here on the Siren Song. You can also find me on the Norse Foundry channel for our Alien Connection show tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with the GM, of course, Adam Conn. I play a Blade Runner. He plays a colonial soldier. And then that is it for now from me. My socials are at DianaRest3 on Twitter and Instagram. And last but not least, the fabulous captain, the old man himself, the man who sometimes says words that shouldn't be said or phrases shouldn't be said, Captain Scheiss.
Back to me. Very exciting.
I'll let you manage this.
Yes. Well, I guess it is the end of the evening, so I should relinquish my powers to the one true captain, Mr. Adam Conn.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh.
I had a brain fart.
We're going that direction. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adam Conn, your game master, storyteller, weaver of tales. Again, thank you guys so much for coming in, spending this with us. Next Sunday is our final episode of Voyage of the Siren Song. Come find out. These guys just got perhaps a map to a treasure, a very well-known treasure in this world as well, too. We'll see what happens next week on Voyage of the Siren Song. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And like Diana said, too, you can, if you want to harass us a little bit more, we'll be over on Norse Foundry tomorrow night, Alien Connections. That's all I got, friends. Love you guys so much, and we will see all of you next week. All right, Tech Adam, take us out. Everybody else, we might be live, but we'll find out. Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.